Hello. If you chose the Strength card, then this is your dream reading. Strength. Okay. Let us read for you guys what's going on. Okay, Spirit. Six of Pentacles. What is the Strength card? What is the Strength card pile? What are their dreams going to tell them? King of Cups. He's been coming out past two readings. Eight of Cups. Also come out. Sorry. What else? We got the Six of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Eight of Cups. I feel like something is moving towards you. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I think you are moving towards two things that are not expecting for you to show up. Yeah, I feel like something is coming to you that is going, okay, this is interesting because there's different energy here. You have this energy of pursuing this thing, of climbing this thing. It feels like there's this, and you could be actively pursuing this or you could be waiting for it, but like you're manifesting it or something like that. So you're dreaming about it a lot, or you're waiting for time to pass and then this thing is going to be revealed. Either way, I feel like you are moving towards something, not expecting what's going to be there. Like you're climbing this hill, and I think you're just climbing this hill because you're thinking it's like a barrier that you need to get past to continue on your path. But I think that in reality, you are climbing this hill, and as you reach the top of this hill, you are going to find people that you did not expect to be there, and I think opportunity, like an abundance of something, of an opportunity that you did not expect. I also don't think that those people are expecting to see you there either, but you are going towards something that is actually very, it almost feels like destiny. It almost feels like fate. Like it feels like you and your life and two other energies, but this could be just one energy that just has this kind of energy attached to it, like abundant energy attached to it on its own. It feels like this feels like fate. It feels like you are about to collide with a different energy or multiple different energies, and it feels like fate. It feels like fate. And I don't think that you are fully aware. Like I think you're aware that you are on a path and that you are getting over a hurdle, that you are moving towards something, but I don't think you're aware of what's going to be on the other side. And I don't think that these energies that you are coming towards are aware that you are coming. I think that they're in their own zone, doing their own things. They both seem kind of relaxed. They might be in an energy of like self-care right now, or just like in a really good place where they're able to kind of be chill. And so that's where their energy is. But then, so I don't think that they're expecting you either. So I think you are both going to be surprised. So you might have this surprise energy coming in, like in your dreams. Like you might have this energy of like whoa, like where did you come from? That kind of energy. But this feels fated. This feels like divine alignment, divine timing. This feels positive, and it feels unexpected. And for you, it might be a little bit less unexpected. I think that you are going to be less surprised than these other people because you knew that you were coming towards this energy, but I think the other energies don't really know that this is coming, and they're not expecting anything to come. Versus you're expecting to get over this hurdle and come into contact with something, whether that's just an open road or something, whatever. But I think that you're going to be less shocked than these other people. But it's still going to be a surprise because I don't think you're going to be expecting to see what you see. But I think that so you might be intuitively sensing that something is coming. Yeah, with the Hermit, you might be intuitively, and the Prince of Cups, you might be picking up on the fact that you're about to come into union with something. You can sense it. You can feel it. But and it might be pushing you even further to keep going. But I don't think you know what it is. But I think you've got a sense that this is coming. Versus I don't think these energies do have as much of a sense. Which makes me think you kind of have like a sneaky energy attached to you right now. You kind of have like a underdog, like secretive, sneaky energy. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But yeah, I just don't feel like people are going to see you coming. You could have, even that energy, like they don't see you coming. I think you're going to come out of the woodwork. I think you're going to surprise some people. I think you're going to shock some people. Yeah. And I think you're going to maybe shock yourself a little bit. But I also feel like you intuitively are already kind of knew that this is something that was going to happen. Like a far off part of you kind of always knew that this would happen. You might be finding fame and fortune. Or just something. Oh, okay, so the Nine of Swords did want to come out. As you're on, you might be on a healing journey right now with the Hermit and the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups. You might be on like a healing journey right now. And so as you're busy climbing this pattern, climbing this hill, moving away from, you just made a decision to leave something behind with the Eight of Cups. Yeah, Judgment. So I feel like as you're doing that, I think you're releasing a lot right now, letting go of a lot, and that's helping to open your eyes and open your perspective. But I feel like you're being guided. I feel like you're being intuitively guided right now as you heal. Seven of Swords and the King of Swords. Lots of swords energy with you. Lots of swords energy. So you have the Nine of Swords, Two of Swords, Seven of Swords, King of Swords. But actually, I almost don't feel like this is, I don't think the Seven of Swords and the King of Swords is your energy. I think this energy belongs to the other energy that you are going to be running into. This could be multiple people. This could be one person with just a lot of energy. But I think that you're going to be, Ace of Swords. Interesting. I feel like you're going to be coming in almost like on a mission. Like I feel like the energy that you're coming into this as you kind of crash into this other person or these other people is you're coming in with like the truth. Like you've got something to say, you have clarity, you've got a mission, like you have a purpose. You're moving with purpose, it feels like. And it feels like these other people aren't right now. So you could actually be triggering, and you could be very triggering when you come into contact with these people. It could be kind of triggering for them. One, because it's a shock. I think you're going to wake them up a little bit. I think you might wake them up. Like you might trigger a bit of an awakening in these people, or you might have an energy of being able to trigger awakenings in people. And it's just simply as you move through life. Like I think the people that come into contact with you suddenly just like you do something, you trigger them. And it might not be like the most fun energy that you trigger within them. Like you could piss people off, you could make people feel defensive, you could get people to like get into arguments with you or whatever, you could cause anguish or whatever, I don't know. You could cause defensiveness, but it's not your intention. I think you're moving with purpose, and I think that it's clear that you are aware of something. It's clear that you hold wisdom. It's clear that you have some type of truth that you are moving within. And I think that is resonant with other people, but in different ways. And I think that that's going to wake people up. And these energies that you're going to come crashing into, I think are not going to be expecting this. And it could make both end up having their guard up, but I think that you might also, there's many different storylines here, so you figure out what resonates, but you could come into contact with one person who it's a shock and they're confused, and then they might be a little bit protective, but ultimately they handle this very maturely. This could also be somebody who's actually very strong in their own energy as well. And they might, have some questions, but they can hold their own, and they also have the same wisdom within them. It's just that they weren't really accessing it at the point when you ran into each other. So it's not what you see initially, but you find out that they've also got some really interesting stories to tell. And then the other energy could be an energy that kind of comes across like they're very wise and they know all and they're very charitable and giving, but they could actually be someone who's actually a little bit selfish and defensive and maybe actually is not who they're cracked up to be. I think that both of these people have aspects, sides to them that are unexpected. One of them, the King of Cups, clarified by the King of Swords, is an energy that is unexpected in a good way, where they're even more interesting, where they've got this other aspect to them, but it's just as kingly, it's just as evolved. This Six of Pentacles, cleared by the Seven of Swords energy, feels different. This feels like somebody who comes across like they're super engaged in the world and in community and all these things, but actually they're quite selfish, or they only give in order to receive. You know, they're selfish, and I think that they don't actually have it all together, and they've got their sense of the truth is slipping. Their truths are slippery. So you might be coming into contact with two different kinds of people during this time. And this might be the challenge. There might be a challenge around being able to discern one from the other. You might need to be able to discern one from the other, because they could both, from first appearance, look similar. But one of them, the King of Cups, might actually look like lazy and not serious compared to the Six of Pentacles. But the King of Cups is actually the energy that I think you actually would like to engage with compared to the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles could come off very like haughty-taughty, but like a know-it-all, or just like someone who's like really good. They might be intimidating, and you might actually be asking for something from them. You might want to ask them for a favor. They might have something to offer. They might seem very abundant. And the King of Cups might seem, I think, also comes off as abundant, but in a different way. They could come off as quite emotional. They could come off as quite like haggard, like not having it all together. They could come across as like kind of sleeping on the job. Just kind of an energy that is interesting. And you might judge them a little bit at first, just off of how they first come across. But the King of Cups is being clarified by the King of Swords. So they don't play. This is actually someone who's actually very interesting, and is just actually perhaps in a period of their life where they're in this more relaxed energy. But I think that they actually are also, they're striking and they've got a power to them. And I think that you're going to have to make a decision about who to trust and who to communicate with, like who to end up sharing, who to build with. You might actually end up having like a career opportunity where you are going to collaborate and you're trying to choose who to collaborate with. I feel like you should trust your intuition. Yeah, you might have a career opportunity where you need to figure out who you want to collaborate with, and you might need to pick, and I think you should try, you're going to have to discern who's the King of Cups / King of Swords versus who is the Six of Pentacles / Seven of Swords. And that's going to be your challenge. Can you use all of this wisdom that you've gathered with the Hermit to trust yourself and trust your intuition to be able to discern who you should work with, who you should share your gifts with, who you should offer your time to, who you should share this truth with? Because I think you have something to offer just as much as you want to receive. I think you have something to offer. And I think you've got to figure out who is the energy that you're meant to work with. Yeah, Justice and the Eight of Wands. There is some type of like, this like feels like karma, like you are meant to work with this energy. This is like a balanced scale, but I think that the Justice energy comes in, it's up to you to decide. You've got to be able to make the decision, because I don't think, like, this is one of those decisions, this is a tricky situation. This is one of those situations where if you don't pick the King of Cups, which is who I think you should go with, they're not going to be like worse off because you didn't pick them. And I don't even know if you'll know that you didn't pick them. Like, I don't think you'll get to see the King of Swords part of the King of Cups unless you dig. So number one, take your time getting to know these people and dig, ask questions, really get to know them, because it's not going to be clear off of the first conversation who you should go with. I think you're going to have to get to know these people. And I think that Justice is here because they're like, are you ready to move on to this next level? Are you ready for your evolution? Because this means being able to see below the surface, not seeing people at a surface level, not judging a book by its cover, not going based off of, stereotypes or what you think, what you associate with success. I think that this is interesting. This is super interesting. This is like a judgment moment for you, just as much as it is for these other energies. And I think this is more about you than it is about these other energies. And I think that your decision will mark whether you can experience another cycle or if you go on a new journey altogether. So there's an ending here. There's an ending coming, which is crazy because you're kind of coming off of an ending, but there's another ending here. And it's like, do you want to continue to move forward, or do you want to get trapped into this situation because of appearances? And so you might need to do a little bit of shadow work to figure out as you're going through this process. And you might question yourself a bit. There might be some confusion. This could be something that keeps you up at night trying to figure things out. But I think that you are very intuitively strong at this time, and you can trust your intuition. And I think that you can see beyond. You can see. So what do you see? Trust what you see. Trust your vision. Yeah, I feel like you can actually handle this. 8 of Swords. I feel like you know what you see. Don't let the anxiety throw you off your game. I kind of want that High Priestess to come out here for you because I wanna make sure that you get this. Remember this reading. It might be the more unexpected choice. Because one of these people, I think, is fully not seeing you coming. Like, they're almost like sleeping as you arrive. And the other is like just not looking at you. They're busy focusing on themselves. They're like, and not in a way where it's like self-love, but more in like a self-absorbed way. There's one energy that's a little bit full of themselves versus another energy that's just not very present. Like they might be very dreamy. Yeah, but I think that this is a choice between partners. I think that you are going to be offered 2 different partners. And one partner might seemingly have a lot to give, but they're going to make you work really hard for it. And they're someone who seems very ego-filled and like prideful, but not in a healthy way. And then this other person just feels very dreamy, but they also feel like someone who has a story to tell, who's very interesting, who can offer you a lot of growth, a lot of challenge, who can challenge you, who can keep up with you, and who has really defended themselves to get to the place where they're at. They're very strong, but I don't think that they come across as like super strong off of first glance. I think it's unexpected, but they've got so much more beneath the surface than this other person does. I mean, this other person has a lot beneath the surface, but I just think it's personal work that they need to do versus this person, this other option, which I think is who you're meant to go with. I think that you have 2 relationships that are being offered for you. This could be work relationships. This could be both, because part of me thinks that this is romantic and work. Like, you're going to pick someone to work with and they might also end up being a romantic partner, or vice versa. But yeah, I feel like you're going to end up, I think you'll end up picking right. And I think that this could end up being your partner, like your marriage partner, to be completely honest. But don't pick from a space of lack, thinking, oh, this person can provide for me because they have this, and that, versus this person is just kind of because I'm not gonna lie, the King of Cups is kind of coming across like they're just like very Piscean energy, where like you're just a dreamer and you're off wandering around and you just, you're blah blah blah. But they've got a lot more to them than you think. And even in that energy, they're very intriguing. But they might seem unstable and unreliable. But I think that you also, but I think that that's just based off of your illusions around what is stability and what is successful. Because I think that even in that energy, they're actually quite put together and they're quite solid in themselves. I don't think that they're someone who, I don't think that they're very insecure. I don't think they're insecure at all, to be honest. And I think that that could be intimidating to you and that could be triggering to you maybe because maybe you have some insecurities that you need to work through. And I think with that other person, with the Six of Pentacles person, they might come across all haughty-taughty, but it's so clear that they're insecure. And so you might feel more comfortable with that energy because you can at least handle that energy and you can read that energy very well. But I think that the King of Cups can read you very well, even in their sleep. And I think that they might be a little bit more difficult to read only because they are more complex than you would imagine. And the energy beneath what first comes across, what you first meet, is very different from that. And so you might feel weird. Like you might feel like you can't figure them out, or like they're shaky, they're unstable, like they're two-sided, like all of these things. You might start to have all these things about them, kind of like Gemini energy, where like they've got multiple sides, but that's just because they're complex. But I think that they're really interesting, and I think that you're going to be intrigued by them. You're going to want to know more. They're going to maybe spark creativity in you. You might have like a creative connection with them, a creative passion with them. And I think that they're going to make you feel more awake and more alive. They might also trigger an awakening in you, versus I don't think this other person triggers an awakening in you. I think that they just trigger you. But I don't think it's an awakening. And I think you've got to know what the difference is. Because both are triggering. But which do you want to go towards? Yeah, I think you're going to be blessed with an opportunity. But you'll have to make a decision. And I actually think you're going to choose well. I'm not too worried. But I do think it's going to be a journey trying to make this decision. But I think you'll choose well. So I'm already excited for you. Congratulations. Yeah, you've got great cards here. I think you're meeting your partner. I think you're meeting your match, essentially. And I think that once you meet your match, you're gonna evolve. And there might also be this insecurity complex around not feeling good enough for this King of Cups. But you are good enough. You are their equal match, I promise you. You might not feel like it. Like you might have just come off of a heartbreak in one way or another that kind of tore at your spirit, or you might have just gone through some type of really hard healing work that has kind of made you question yourself, and maybe you just haven't found your path yet. So you're coming across this person when you really don't have it all together, but you're really strong in your sense of self. And I think that it's important that you don't let any insecurities around what you think you should be when you meet your partner, or what you think you should be for this person, to let you get in the way, because I don't think that they're going to try and make you be anything other than who you are. And that's how you know that they're the right person for you. They like everything that you have to offer just as you are. They don't want you to change. They don't want you to be anything else. And they just don't want you to try and make them change. And they won't change. And I think that that's the kind of energy you want. You don't want someone who is willing to just be someone completely different for you. You want someone who likes who they are and is going to continue being themselves and likes who you are and wants you to be yourself. And you need to like who they are. And I think you like this King of Cups, but I think they scare you a little, which is okay because I think you see yourself in them. What you see in them, is in you. So, yes. Okay. This is definitely an opportunity. I think you're going towards it, and I think you're going to choose it. And I think it's going to show you a lot about yourself that you weren't expecting. I think you'll be surprised. I think they'll be surprised. I think everyone's going to be surprised. So, yeah, that's your reading. Strength card. Your dreams could be showing you an ending and moving on towards something. Your dreams could be showing you communion with multiple people. There could be multiple people in your dreams. It could feel cluttered. Your dreams could be showing you this feeling that something is coming, this sense that something is happening. Your dreams could just be a lot of healing dreams, moving on dreams, letting go dreams, and like discovery dreams. So yeah, but it doesn't have to be that, but just that's what came to mind originally. Yeah, and testing out your fears. You could also be having anxiety dreams and not feeling good enough dreams. Okay, bye.